Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, as usual, before I begin with this lesson, I want to start it off by giving all the glory and infinite praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kadash, double honor to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, who I'm taught and learn this truth 100% from. Peace and blessings be to all you Wa'akwati, that are serving Yahweh Bashim Shine sincerity, hoping for mercy and salvation in these last days, man. So you I say Shalom, Yahweh Shema Shai Brakathum. So I got this article, and it was all the spirit, that I had seen this, because I was just thinking of, a topic that I can get into to bring out as a lesson. And I got a notification from this news site that I follow called End Time Headlines. And I peeped the caption or the title, and as y'all see, Neuralink reports 10,000 patients have now signed up for its brain chip. And only thing I could think about is that the Most High is speeding up these days, man. At a point in time, when starting with the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone to, the younger brothers, that teach, so on and so forth. When we were speaking about these, about this technology that this man possesses and that he eventually wants to merge into a society, right? People thought that this was, sci-fi. People thought that this shit was, too far ahead of its time. All right. And now you got people signing up for Neuralink trials, man. All right. You got shit going digital. You got the UK, they already, getting to the point where they're requiring digital passports or chips, right, for its citizens to basically prove that they're not illegal immigrants and that they are registered to be there. All right. Hey, man, all this shit is a prelude to what's about to come, man. All right, and as a so-called Black, Latino, and Native American, there ain't no plan B, when it comes to salvation. All right, there's only one way. And if you decide to go and take that, take the MOTB, your ass is through, man. All right, and you best believe Esau is gonna do everything in his power to advertise it, to make it seem like something that it's not, because I was just scanning through the article, and people are able to, I'm gonna read it too, but people are able to, control computers and shit, without even having to lift a finger. You got people who wasn't able to see, who was born blind, if they get the Neuralink, that brain chip and their spinal cord is able to do something with their neurons, and they'll be able to see again. People who was lame, who couldn't walk, you'll be able to walk again, paralyzed and shit, right? And there's many more other so-called miracles, right, that shit can do. You can download a damn another language on that on that device, and you'll be able to speak in Korean or something, man. All right, and Esau is gonna use, your celebrities, your Cardi B's, your NFL players, the mighty men. He's gonna use everybody that he can. If Esau is using, Jake to push a wicked vibration on other Jakes, such as, in the form of nigga music and shit like that, what makes you think that he's not gonna take an advantage of that and use other Jakes to basically deceive other Jakes into taking that, taking that technology, man? And for the most part, that is gonna be the case. All right. And basically what they gonna do is they gonna put syrup on shit and call it pancakes and get a lot of Jake, because when you read in the book of Maccabees, it may be the first chapter, but when you read in the book of Maccabees, when Antiochus Epiphanes was forcing Jake to become Hellenist, you had a lot of wicked Israelites that was basically consenting unto the Romans and was trying to get other Jakes to go off, and did get other Jakes to go off, man. All right, hey, same concept, just a different scenario, different time, man. All right, that same exact shit is gonna happen. All right, and like I said, if you take that, there ain't no repentance from that. All right, and you got cats like ISUPK. It seemed like IUIC starting to get on board because you can't run from it, man. You can't run from the fact that the MOTB is this man's technology. It ain't a damn philosophy. It's not, sin. Now, it is a sin to take it, all right, but it's not sin itself. All right, if that was the case, man, we'll be all gone. None of us will have a shot at the kingdom, man. All right, so you can't run from it. It's too much evidence coming out proving that this is the mark of the beast, man. All right, and if you still got Jakes that's, wavering and, faint-hearted on what that technology is or what the MOTB is, then as the scriptures say, hey, if the blind lead the blind, they should both follow into a ditch. That's where a lot of Jake gonna be headed, man. All right, and then you're gonna have a lot of Jake that wake up too to the fact of, that they leaders is teaching bullshit. All right, because if you teaching that it's anything other than the C-hip, then you teaching bullshit. You teaching lies, man. All right, and Jay got to wake up to the fact that a lot of these Israelite, congregations have been infiltrated, man, including GMS. All right, but we would say that the most sincere members and the 100% truth does come out of GMS. All right, but it's been infiltrated. All right, just like the same shit that they did with the Black Panther movement, and that wasn't even of the Most High. All right, it wasn't of the Most High, which is why it failed. All right, but if they infiltrated that, what makes you think that they're not gonna do their best to infiltrate, the rising up of the elect? All right, that's why the scriptures say, if it were possible, they would deceive the very elect. You're gonna have Israelite leaders coming out talking about, teaching some bullshit to try to get Jake to go off, man. Just like how you had Israelite leaders teaching Jake that it was okay to go and get hit with that medicine and shit. All right, for those who know. All right, but Neuralink reports 10,000 patients have now signed up for his brain chip, and the shit not even being advertised like that, and you already got people signing up. It says, Elon Musk. It's like, I just want to say, Elon Musk, Neuralink has garnered a significant interest with 10,000 individuals signing up for its brain-computer interface trials. According to the company's president, the startup opened a patient registry earlier this year. And I remember when they opened it up too, or whenever they had first passed a Neuralink test, for people to sign up to get tested. It was at the beginning of, I think it was 2020, at the beginning of 2025. I think they was trying to do it in 2024 as well, though. It says so far 12 patients have received an implant using it to control computers through thoughts. Alone, with plans for 13 more years. By year's end, slacking. Alright, so they able to control this shit just off the thought. Do this, and the computer will do that. Probably pull up holograms and all type of shit. These are the miracles of the beast, man. People gonna see this shit, and their eyes is gonna bright up, and they gonna go and they gonna take that MOTB, man. Alright, especially when shit starts to get bad in the society. Esau get the people where he really want them. Where you desperate than a motherfucker, where you just, there ain't no way, there ain't nowhere to run to. All right, but the Most High. All right, but everybody not gonna have access to the Most High because of what you doing now. All right. And when I say everybody, I'm talking about Jake. For the heathens, you have at it, but for Jake, they gonna try to get you in a certain place where you're gonna be, you're gonna be stuck in a sticky situation, man. Where you may not have the means be to, provide for your family for a couple of days or something, for a day or so. You know what I mean? You losing your job, you losing every damn thing. Car, house, Eve probably bitching in the ear, the kids probably hungry, and you're gonna have to stay firm in that time, man. Esau gonna try to get you that point. That's where he gonna push it. All right, pressure from above and pressure from below. They say, Slocky, however, Musk envisions broader applications, stating that future versions could allow people without disabilities to achieve a sort of symbiosis with artificial intelligence. And that's basically what they want to do. They want to merge humans with AI, right? Create cyborgs and shit. It say he further elaborated on potential features, including streaming music directly to the brain. And I ain't even read this. That shit wild. Restoring vision for the blind and enabling telepathic communication at superhuman speeds. All right, when you read in Isaiah the 14th chapter, and this man said that I will be like the Most High, he's literally trying to be like the Most High. All right, and how is he doing that? Through his technology. Let's grab the book of Revelation 16 real quick. This is Revelation 16 and 13. It says, and I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet, for they are the spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth unto the king of the earth, the kings of earth, Salakia, and of the whole world, to gather them to the battle of that great day of Yahweh Almighty. All right, and just like how you got miracles on the right-hand side, you know, and something that clicked was, you know, with me mentioning miracles on the right-hand side, you got miracles on the left-hand side. Moses, when he had went to the Egyptians and Pharaoh to, you know, basically do certain things that he was gifted. Hold up. He was gifted certain things to do. Salaki, my damn red that came out here. But he was gifted to do the Most High on the right hand side, you know, like perform miracles, you know, turn the you know, the rivers and the blood, and you know, all those, you know, different plagues. They were able to do some of, you know, the similar things on the left hand side because they were into, you know, deep witchcraft, man. It's the same shit with the so-called white man. How you think he got the ability to create this type of technology? Through the left hand side, man. I even remember the elder Mwatazak from the Los Angeles camp. He had mentioned something on how he was watching Israeli news, and the dude that brought out some information on how Israeli scientists were talking about how they encounter beings with the IQ of like 7,000 or some shit. It was some crazy ass number. All right, and that's because they get their power from the left hand side, man. All right, like I say from time to time, for you to even come up with the concept on a little ass device the size of a grain of rice that's able to even do something like this, for you to give you telepathic communication, and you able to pull up holograms and just download a language, you know what I mean, and you be able to speak it just on this device. That's God-like capability, man. For this man to even perform open heart surgery on your ass, brain surgery, that's God-like capability. And that's why this man is proud as the way he is. And this is why people look at this man as a God. All right, so when Yahweh Shah come back and dethrone his ass, all right, you know, it's going to be the biggest upset in history, man. So I'm going to grab one more and I'm going to close it out. Let's go to 2 Thessalonians 2 and verse 9. It says, even him who's coming and is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders. And you're gonna have people that look at this, you know, look at this shit, you know, look what it's doing. It's, you know, people, they wouldn't be able to see. Now they're able to see. They're able to see their children. You know, they're going to be saying all that shit. All right? I'm able to see my grandkids. You know what I'm saying? This man going to deceive. He going to do what he can to deceive the masses. And he's already started to do that. All right? He ain't going to come at it full-fledged with it just off the bat. Right? But he going to do certain, he going to set up certain little shit to basically desensitize you, man, to dumb you down, and then he's gonna push it for so you'll be more accepting to it, so you'll be less resilient, man. Right? Because Esau know that he pushed that shit right now, he gonna have all type of, you know what I'm saying, resistance. All right. It says even him who's coming is after the working of Satan. All right, because what they want to do is they want to control. They want the earth to be under a one world rule, one world order. Everybody rule under the same, government, so to speak. All right, and through that technology, they'll be able to control your ass, man. Right? It was some information coming out on how they'll be able to turn off, your ability to pay your bills. If you want to be able to rent out certain shit, if you're not being a citizen of their requirements, all type of shit, man. Right? And then ultimately, that's that stamp saying the so-called white man is your God, man. Right? This is why the punishment of taking that, that technology, as great as it is, man. Right? Because you basically saying that the so-called white man is your God and not the Most High himself. All right? When these trying times come, you gonna see motherfuckers that be in the spirit of there is no king but Caesar. Like Jake bitching in the wilderness because Egypt has spices and garlic and all that. You know what I mean? Jake is gonna be on that same shit, man. It say, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. All right? And you're going to have the 5 wise and the 5 foolish. You're going to have those that's going to have the mark of exemption. You're going to have those that don't. All right? And those that don't got the love of the truth, you will go take that MOTB if you make it up to that point, man. All right, so, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and close it out. I don't run to Zah. This lesson was edifying that, I brought out some, points, that the brothers and sisters could take on, man. So with that being said, Shalom, Yahabah Shema Shah Brakathon, and Abba Ba.